Well, we beat Donkey Kong Country. K.Rool was defeated. DK got his bananas back, and all is well with the world, right? Wrong, because you'll never believe it, right? But K.Rool is back, and this time, he's not interested in stealing bananas. Oh, no. This time, he's gone and done stole Donkey Kong himself. Holy crap. So that's right, it's time we check out Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. And hey, what would you know, there's multiple versions of this game too, so sit back, relax, and listen to me talk about Donkey Kong Country for another 40 minutes. So let's go!
I'm a lonely Goomba, stuck between two pipes. Well, guess I'll keep on gaming for the rest of my life.
So right off the bat, the game has a pirate motif going about it, which makes sense. I mean, the last game did end on a pirate ship, and this game starts on the very same ship. It's a cool way to link the two games together. K.Rool has even abandoned his king persona, and he's now known as Captain K.Rool. I mean, it suits him better if you ask me. In fact, I think I'm gonna do the same. Get in the pirate spirit, you know? I am now the Salty Shroom. Arr, matey, donate to my Patreon. Arr. On second thoughts, let's not do this for the entire video. And just like the first game, the story is basically non-existent. If you don't walk into this little cabin here, you'd never know what was even going on. That is, unless you look at the instruction book again. I mean, it's weird, because back then, the instruction book really was an extension of the game itself. But now it's like, when's the last time anyone read this? This story is worse than Donkey Kong Country. Man, this guy really has nothing good to say, does he? I kinda like him. So this game takes pretty much everything from the first game and cranks it up. More levels, more bosses, more secrets, more everything. Well, besides sex appeal, because Candy Kong isn't in this game. It's the worst game ever made. The game is also more dark and moody than the first. By far, the darkest Donkey Kong game, I'd say. That's right, even darker than Donkey Konga 3. It's hard to believe, I know, but it's true. As soon as you enter the world map, you just know this has a more intense vibe than the first. Dark sunken ships, lava caverns, haunted woods, castles. There's nothing like this in the first game. It's amazing, really. They gave the sequel a completely different vibe, yet somehow there still isn't any other game quite like it. I don't know how they pulled it off twice. And just like the first game, the game is an absolute graphical showcase. You got so many weather effects: clouds, mist, wind, rain, feckin' honey dripping down your screen. Well, honey isn't weather, but still. It looks nice. We even dabble with 3D this time too. I mean, look at this water effect. It looks amazing. And the background here, I mean, they've took parallax scrolling to the extreme here. But nice visuals can only go so far. So how's the actual game? Well, let's take a look, shall we? And since Donkey Kong isn't playable this time, we're introduced to Dixie Kong, Diddy's girlfriend. Man, these Kongs seem to do well with their ladies. I mean, even feckin' Cranky Kong has a wife in this game. If Cranky of all people can get laid, you've got no excuse. So anyway, Dixie seems to play basically the same as Diddy, but she does have this cool helicopter spin thing with her hair, and it's kinda overpowered. Sometimes he could just glide over entire platforming challenges. Like, come on now. It makes Diddy seem a bit inferior to play as. All Diddy can do is this little dance. I mean, look at him go. So yeah, Diddy is basically the guy you only play as when you get hit and lose Dixie. I'm sorry, Diddy, but it's true. The game tries harder to keep things fresh too. I mean, there's a lot of unique level aspects and gimmicks which makes them stand out, such as using the wind in interesting ways, these little ghost ropes, this sticky honey you can climb up, bouncy crocodile heads, these balloons, there's new barrel types, you get freeze with water. It really is just constantly introducing new concepts till the very end of the game, and I think the game's better for it. And the variety extends beyond that, because the animal buddies are way more involved this time. Whilst in the first game, they were kind of just, you know, there. This game designs levels completely around them and their abilities, and they've been buffed out a bit now too, each having their own secondary attack. Rambi can turbocharge, and Guard can also turbocharge. The Snake can turbocharge, but vertically this time. The Spider can shoot webs to create platforms, and you can even play a Squawk this time. I can confirm that Squawk does not turbocharge, but it does spit out nuts. You know, I prefer to swallow. But these animal buddies really open up the level design unlike anything in the prior games. Heck, some levels just let you flat out play as them from start to finish. It's a good kind of variety where it doesn't really stray too far from the core gameplay, but it keeps things fresh. The game is also way more difficult than the first one. I mean, it's not even close really. There's 8 worlds in this game, and I'd say as soon as the 4th one, it's more difficult than anything in the first game. By the end of the game, you'll be doing some precise mid-air rolling jumps between a bunch of spikes. I mean, it's nuts. I'm telling you, nothing is more terrifying than when a game just gives you a free extra life for seemingly no reason. You just know you're about to experience some old bullshit. But I don't think the game ever feels unfair. It's just difficult. Granted, to be honest, there are some moments which seem a little bit unfair. Like, you'll jump down here and you'll just instantly die by an enemy which you couldn't even see. But these moments are pretty rare. I mean, everything's expertly designed really. The levels usually start off introducing a new mechanic or gimmick, and then it gives you time to get familiar with it, and then it pushes it to its limits, and then it's just never seen again. It served its purpose. And it does this all the way to the very end of the game. But before we just splurge out and spoil everything, let's have a quick look at the worlds first, starting with Gangplank Galleon. Most of this world takes place on the ship, as you'd probably expect. It's a big ass ship now that I think about it. You're on the deck on one level, the sails next, back on the deck, and then you're swimming inside of it. You know, it's funny how the water levels went from a peaceful, serene sort of vibe to being intense as fuck. And just when you think you're safe, the water keeps rising. I mean, it's kind of claustrophobic. I've got to get out of here. We eventually make it to the top of the ship, and it's time for the first boss. And man, the bosses have seen a major improvement this time. Much more interesting attack patterns, more intricate ways to defeat them, and heck, they even have multiple phases. I mean, this is only the first boss, so it's nothing too crazy, but it's a solid start. World 2 is Crocodile Cauldron, and as the name would imply, it's hot and there's crocodiles. I mean, you know someone's tough when they're having a bath in some bleeding lava. So we've got lava levels, mines, another water level, a water lava level. You know, I didn't know that lava could turn into water, but who am I to question this magic seal? And then you got the iconic red hot ride level. Floating above lava, stood on a deflating blue balloon. You know, Diddy's really got to be questioning himself. How the fuck did he find himself in this situation? And the boss of this world is, Cleaver. Now, you don't actually see this guy, it's just his arm sticking out of the lava. But whoever he is, he wants you dead. And just when you think you beat him, it turns out the sword is alive itself, and now you've got to deal with that shit too. Don't you just hate it when that happens? On a side note, I feel like hanging from your hair like that has really got to hurt, I'm not gonna lie. But alas, we beat him. We get a cool dying animation, and hey, that was another great boss. World 3 is Creme Key. You know, I had to look up what a key even was, or how to pronounce it, but I mean, it looks more like a swamp if you ask me. So the first level has these cool barrels which you can rotate yourself, and then there's these guys who won't stop laughing at me. I don't know what's so funny. Oh, well, you know, I guess that was pretty funny actually. We then have another water level, and it's got that bleeding flashing light effect again from the first game. I guess I was just so proud of it the first time. This world is also home to Bramble Blast, perhaps the most iconic level in the game. The level itself is just entirely barrel based, but the music is so good, it doesn't even matter if it's fun or not. Having said that, imagine playing this level with music like this. Yeah, wouldn't be so iconic now, would it? And this world's boss is Cudgel. Fun fact, but this was originally intended to be the final boss of the game, which is odd, because it doesn't really feel like it. I mean, it's a pretty simple boss. The only problem is, if you mess up your chance to hit him, you've got to wait for the entire cycle to play out again, and it's bleeding tedious. I think there's a reason that he was demoted from final boss to third boss, because it ain't all that, man, it's not that good. And World 4 is Crazy Crumland, a theme park themed world. Well, I gotta say, I did not expect that. It's just a bit of a letdown, but the first level is a honey level though. I mean, bro, you can't just tease me with a theme park world and then have a completely unrelated honey level. But these honey levels are interesting. See, if you touch a honey, you can't move, you can only jump, you get stuck. Stuck on the floor, stuck on the walls, there's sticky stuff everywhere. It reminds me of the last time I was with Candy Kong actually, but to be honest, these are my least favourite levels in the game. They rely so heavily on having to jump off a wall and then sort of curve back onto the same wall to gain height, and it just doesn't feel great. But devs seem to think otherwise though, because you'll be doing this shit constantly. They can't get enough of it. And hold on a minute, if these are all wasp, where did the honey come from? Wasps don't make honey, I mean what the heck is going on here? But alas, we make it into Kremland, and now we're talking. It's our first minecart level of the game. Well, I say minecart, but it's more like a skull roller coaster. You know what? Why didn't Universal make a ride about this instead? I'm sure the kids would have loved it. But I like this level. Having to hit these switches to open the doors makes it more engaging, and it's less about split-second reactions like the first game. Jumping off the coaster, bouncing off enemies, and then landing back on another track. It's super satisfying, man. And hey, there's even a second minecart level in this world where you're in a full-on race. You gotta overtake or murder the competition to snag first place. Why? Because that's how you earn the elusive DK coin. Yeah, so let's talk about those for a second. See, hidden in every single level is one of those big old Donkey Kong coins. You know, just in case you thought the game didn't already have enough secrets. Most of them are fun to hunt down, but every now and then, it takes the piss. Like this one is hidden inside a bonus barrel stage. The only time the game ever paused for stunt. I mean, you'll be scouring every inch of the level for hours like a fucking idiot, only to find it chilling in a bonus room you completed ages ago. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. And then you have this one, which shows up for a split second at the end of the level. I mean, mess this up and you've got to replay the entire stage again. It's a complete troll. Anyway, back to Kremland, and once you're done racing for coins, the world wraps up with one more honey level. It's pretty boring, but just when you think you're done, the music changes and a giant fucking wasp starts chasing you. Damn, okay. I take back what I said about you being a lame boss in the first game. I mean, just please don't kill me. And then we have the world's boss fight, and we fight the entire thing as Squawks. The first time an Anima buddy has had its own boss fight. I mean, it's pretty awesome. This boss is completely different from anything else, really. See, you've got to shoot coconuts at its little stinger. And man, you've got to be precise. You'll be spitting nuts all over its little prick, but it doesn't do anything. I'm sorry, Wasp, but it's just too small for me, man. And just when you think it's done, the boss turns into a normal zinger, and then it goes in for the kill. This thing just won't quit. Just like me. Now, at this point in the game, you've probably seen those banana coins knocking about, right? Heck, I've got almost 100 of them, but what do they even do? Well, scattered across the world map are our old pals Cranky and Funky, along with newcomers Wrinkly and Swanky. And it looks like the residents of Donkey Kong Country have discovered the joys of capitalism, because what was free in the first game now costs actual money. I mean, what the hell is this? Wrinkly Kong charges you coins just to save your game. Bro, we're trying to rescue Donkey Kong here, and you're nickel and diming us like some right chumps. Oh, Wrinkly, you're no candy. Even Funky's scabbing us now. What happened to you, Funky? You used to be cool. Swanky's the only one that feels worth it. I mean, it gives you extra lives for completing a quiz. Not that it really matters, right? Because once you turn the game off, you lose all your lives and all your coins. So what's even the point? Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, on World 5, the Gloomy Gorge, the spooky ghost world of the game. Although I find these woods more peaceful than scary. So this is a world with those ghost ropes, which begs the question, do ropes have souls? Does this mean all inanimate objects have souls? I mean, do these pipes have souls? Hello pipe? How you doing? Nope. Nothing. Well, that's a bit rude. We then have another minecart level, this time being chased by this, frankly, terrifying skeleton ghost. I mean, as if being a ghost isn't scary enough, now it's got to be a skeleton too. Anything else whilst we're at it? I mean, maybe a little devil pitchfork just to finish it off. Luckily, this thing has one weakness. Flimsy wooden doors. Haha, see ya, sucker. The boss of this world is a ghost too. It's that bleeding vulture we killed at the start of the game. See, this is how you reuse bosses. Take notes, Necky's nuts. And it's a cool fight. Dodge the ghost, hit the real bird, and throw a barrel at him, and then climb up to the next part whilst dodging an onslaught of eggs. Between the doors are now these barrels. Yeah, I'm starting to realise ghosts can't handle wood. Note to self, don't fuck a ghost. So, we're in the home stretch now. The final world is K.Rool's Keep. And I mean, bro knows how to make a cool looking castle, I give him that. Bowser could learn a thing or two from this guy. I mean, this entire world is all about climbing the tower to the top. You got an elevator level with an onslaught of enemies, a random ice level? I mean, it's a cool level. You can freeze water with this seal and walk on it. Just for water, and this bleeding fish will hunt you down. Don't know what his problem is. I mean, he needs to chill. No pun intended. So, you know what will make these levels a little bit more difficult? Rising acid. I mean, Jesus game, give me a break. No time to waste, Rory. You gotta keep jumping. And you gotta be quick. But we make it to the top. And it's time for the final boss. And look, it's Donkey Kong. He's all tied up. I'm sorry, I think we may have walked in at a bad time. I didn't know if Donkey Kong was freaky like that. No, Donkey Kong, come back. We don't judge here. Oh wait, no, my bad. K.Rool just took him. I'm not sure how he has a full-on flying evil base now, but I guess being a pirate really does pay off. So now we're at the end of the game. It's the final level. Now, you'd think it would take place on this cool flying base we were just introduced to, but no, it's another Bramble level. I mean, okay, it's a fine level. You got some tricky platforming, and around halfway, it turns into a race against this evil parrot. I did not see that one coming. It's just a bizarre final level, I'm not gonna lie. But alas, it's time to face Captain K.Rool himself. And it's a great boss. He's sliding side to side, he's shooting shit at you, and then you've got to pick up his cannonball and yeet it back into his own gun. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Don't get too close though, or he'll smack you and blammo, instant death. Eventually, he starts shooting fucking evil spirits at you and teleporting around like a ghost. Who even is this guy? And what the fuck is going on? It's a long fight too. Heck, he even has 2 fake out deaths this time. He does get up after a third time, but DK escapes and fucking uppercuts him off the entire island into some bleeding sharks who eat him alive. God damn, that was some pent up anger right there. And that's the game. Frankie talks some shit, tells us about some lost world, and we see our video game hero ranking depending on how many DK coins we got. And then the credits roll. And that's it. Or is it? Cause see, this game has an entire secret world, named the Lost World. Well, it's not lost now, is it? But how do you get here? Well, see, just like the first game, there's a bunch of bonus barrels hidden about. Only this time, they actually serve a purpose. Complete one, and you'll get a creme coin. Get enough, and you can pay this chap over here to let you in. You know, it's totally not the same guy from earlier, and nope, see, he's a different colour. So you basically need to find every single bonus room and get enough coins to fully unlock this world. But here's the thing, right? The secrets are actually fun to find this time. Mostly. All of them have visual clues to the extent you can actually find them without a guide. Although some of them are still some old bullshit. Like this one has a hook at the very tippy top of the screen you need to jump into, but yeah, good luck seeing that. And this one has you jump through a spiky wall twice, but overall it's not too bad. And each bonus game now has a completely original challenge to complete. So there's just a ton of content here, man. And I did it all. Every single bonus room. So it's time to take on the Lost World and finish this damn game. Now, despite being difficult to unlock, these levels aren't particularly difficult. I mean, honestly, most of them are easier than the levels in the main game, but it's impressive they made whole new level themes just for this world. There are new gimmicks too, like these giant bouncy tires and these barrels which you can freely move about yourself. It's good stuff, and as I said before, it's amazing that we're still getting new level gimmicks this far in, and the world ends with Animal Antics. The final challenge of the game, where you've got to play as every animal buddy. And it's really, really easy, apart from one part. This bleeding section, right, where you have to play as squawks and the wind's blowing you around can suck a dick. Yeah, let's just make one of the hardest parts of the game a bleeding squawks level. I mean, why not? But that's it, time for the true final boss. And despite the setting being incredibly epic, the fight sucks. Like, this was definitely slapped together the last second. It's just K.Rool again, but easier than before. He just stands perfectly still, shoots an onslaught of bullets at you, and then dies in one hit. I don't really get it. But hey, the ending's good. The game ends with the entire island sinking, and it's beautiful. It really does perfectly cap off the adventure. You can just sit back and soak it all in. And we even got to the top of the video game heroes. Take that, Mario! Yeah, look at that, no hopers. You know, Nintendo be throwing shade, I like it. So that's Donkey Kong Country 2. And real talk for a moment. I think this is better than the first game. I almost can't believe it. The levels are more varied, the bosses are way better, the music is somehow better, the animal buddies are way more interesting this time, and heck, even finding the secrets is actually fun. Like, it just improves upon the original in so many ways. Yeah, maybe not everything lands, like, I don't really like the honey levels, and the secret final boss just flat out sucked, to be honest, but that's basically it. Everything else is perfect. It's a freaking 10 out of 10 game. But what's next? Well, released in the following year was Donkey Kong Land 2. Whilst the first Land game was an original adventure, this game, for better or worse, is basically just a Game Boy port of the SNES game. Same level themes, same bosses, same worlds, same music, same story. I mean, it's the same game, alright? Well, kind of. Obviously, fitting an entire SNES game on the Game Boy was a mammoth task, so they took some creative liberties. A lot of the level layouts are tweaked, made simpler, shorter, stuff like that. But it keeps the general gist. And visually, I think this looks good for the Game Boy. I mean, one of the issues with the first Land game was that the backgrounds were just way too busy sometimes. You'd get lost in them. These gremlins here are flat out camouflaging at this point. So this game makes the decision to just have plain white backgrounds, and to be honest, it works a lot better. The music's great too. You got quite a few of the classics in glorious 8-bit. Hothead Bop, Bayou Boogie, Sticker Bus Symphony, it's all here and it sounds great. Well, that's what I would be saying, but here's the thing, right? Now, I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent here, but someone working on this game had a full-on fetish for the Lockjaw Saga track. They keep bleeding using it. The first world has like 5 levels, right? And 4 of them use this music track. Why? You literally had that little pirate jig music in the first level, and it's never used again. Lockjaw doesn't even fit the theme of the levels half of the time. Bro, the level Rattle Battle plays a Lockjaw Saga, even though the intended music track is the one used in the first level. What's even the bleeding logic? I swear to God, you'll be hearing this track for like half of the game. It'll drive you fucking insane. I'm serious. This is the first Donkey Kong game I've played where I've just bloody turned off the music. It's really freaking bad. Anyway, back to the game. And right, it doesn't make a great first impression, honestly. I mean, the controls are a little bit janky. The climbing in particular feels like complete ass, which makes some levels a nightmare. And the field of view is too small. Like, I can't see what the fuck I'm supposed to be hitting in these bonus rooms. Sometimes you'll legit die from an off-screen enemy, and it's just no good. It's no good, okay? Heck, it makes that B-boss a freaking horror game. Bro comes on with no warning. It's like a bleeding jump scare. It's freaking me out. I mean, look, the game does try to convert the original over, and for the most part, they did an alright job. Most of the staples of the game are here, but with compromises. Like, you've got the balloon level, but there's no updrafts anymore. You got the dark water level, but the fish is replaced with a light switch. You got the honey levels, but no giant bee chase. And you even got the minecarts, but with 5 seconds long. The evil parrot race at the end even made it in. Like, they really did try here. Heck, even the animal buddies are here, and they're pretty good. Big fan of Vanguard in this game. He's literally invincible as long as you spam attack. You don't gotta time it or anything. It makes the water levels a complete breeze. But there is a problem. See, for some godforsaken reason, you need to use the select button for the special ability. Excuse me? Now granted, Rambi and Vanguard's ability are literally never needed, not even for secrets. And the snake's barely used too. But Squitter, oh god, you expect me to shoot a web, move my thumb all the way down to the select button, and then back up to jumping time over and over again? I mean, no way, man. Keep in mind, you can only have one platform at a time in this version, so you've got to be quick or you're gonna fall. It's a goddamn mess. Like, I know the Game Boy has limited buttons, but there's gotta be a better solution than the feckin' select button. You know, I bet some people never got past this level, because who the heck is gonna think to press select? I mean, come on now. The bosses took a hit too, but I think they're still pretty solid. They're like simplified versions, but they keep the general gist, you know? Well, maybe not the second boss, and that's a bit of a mess. But other than that one, it's pretty good. Weirdly enough, Cudgel is completely gone. Heck, the entire third world's gone too. It's been merged with World 2 into some kind of big Frankenstein world. I guess they ran out of memory or something. Still, I would have preferred Cudgel over the Crow's rematch. This shit is straight up ass. Yeah, that's totally fair. Ah, come on, man. Okay, I think I got it this time. And it's not letting me jump off a rope. But these controls suck. I mean, fuck this game, man. Anyway, we make it to K.Rool's Keep, and it's a good conversion, really. You got the freezing water level, and hey, even the wind effects made it back. I wasn't expecting that. Toxic Tower can suck a dick, though. I mean, feckin' screen crunch the final boss over here. But we make it to the top. DK is yet again getting freaky. He's dragged off, and we make it to the final boss. Captain K.Rool. And this time he's just in the tower, I guess. I suppose they didn't want to make a whole new arena for just one boss fight. I can't really blame them. It's a good final boss though, but it's a lot easier than the original and shorter too. It seems to end before it even gets going, but it's all good. And just like the original game, we get to see our video game hero ranking. And this might surprise you, but the Lost World is in this game too. See, just like the original, there's a bunch of secrets to find in each level. And luckily, these aren't too bad. There's usually only like one per level, and I got most of them without even trying, which is good, because like, Cranky isn't even here to give you tips. He ain't in the game at all, actually. Heck, neither is Swanky. In fact, thinking about it, what's even the point of banana coins in this game? Besides saving your game and Funky Kong, there's literally nothing to spend them on. It's a complete waste of time. But yeah, most of the secrets are fine, but some of them are completely bullshit. Windy Well, for instance, like, you just gotta jump off a completely random ledge with absolutely no indication of what the actual fuck. Then there's a few where you just need to hit an invisible hook or random barrel. It's kinda lame, but yeah, we get to the Lost World, and it's oddly easy. They didn't even attempt to replicate the original game here. These levels are barely the same. There's no giant tires, there's no movable barrels. It's kinda lame. Animal Antics did make it back though, and funnily enough, the Squawk segment is gone. The level's a piece of piss now, but I ain't even mad. And the secret final boss is actually pretty good too. I mean, honestly, it's probably harder than the SNES version. I'm just winging it here. I have absolutely no idea how I'm still alive. But that's it. We get the iconic ending image and the game is done. Heck, I even got all the DK coins because obviously I have no life. So that's Land 2. And look, they gave it a good go, but they set themselves up to fail. Trying to port over Country 2 to the original Game Boy is just way too ambitious, and the game's a bit of a mess. It's just an inferior version every way that doesn't really even offer anything new. It's weird because it's easier than the original, but also being more frustrating at the same time. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, this game pissed me off sometimes, but it was other shit that didn't feel like it was my fault. Something the other games never did. I also never want to hear fucking Lockjaw Saga again for as long as I live. So yeah, it's not great. I think if you're a big Donkey Kong Country fan, it's probably worth checking out as a piece of history, but outside of that part, can't really recommend it. Right, so if you saw my last video, you'd remember that there was a bootleg of the first game, and it was actually pretty solid. It really impressed me. And well, you're not gonna believe this, but there's one for Donkey Kong Country 2, made all the way back in 1997. It's Super Donkey Kong 2. And I ain't gonna lie, this looks pretty good too, right? I mean, the visuals are pretty great, and the music's super good. I can't believe they pulled it off again. It's what I would be saying if the game wasn't completely atrociously shit. Yeah, it might look nice, but it plays so bad. Nothing is gonna do it justice, but I try my best. First up, jumping on enemies just doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes it does, and sometimes you'll just die. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, it's just random. It makes you paranoid, man. Eventually, you just stop trying to kill them because it's not worth the risk. You can't even carry boxes into enemies either. That'll kill you too. And chaining bounces seems to kill you half the time. I mean, everything kills you. I'm surprised that cartwheel attack doesn't kill me too. Second level then, and again, at a glance, it looks great. But nah, it sucks. Jumping off ropes is awkward and barely works, and jumping off these ledges is a feckin' nightmare. You just walk off over and over again, like, come on, jump, just jump, damn it. Fuck this game, man. And the third level even has us play as an animal buddy. I'm kind of shocked. And hey, at least it has the right music this time. No lockjaw in sight, thank God. The level still sucks though. It's very stiff, very awkward to bounce off enemies, and some of the jumps you gotta do are oddly precise. Especially the one at the end. You're gonna die a lot in this game, and every time you get a game over, it's back to the start. Took me ages to beat the snake level, but I did it. And the end? And it's just a game over image. Hold up a minute, this game only has 3 levels. Wow, I guess the developers just gave up. Can't even blame them. It's funny because this game's only 3 levels, but it's so completely terrible, it almost took me longer to beat than the entire bootleg of the last game. And that had like 5 times as many levels. I mean, my dudes, I was going insane playing this game. It's so bad. It's just 3 levels of pure pain, and then it ends with them in prison anyway. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Absolutely terrible. Now, let's never speak of this game again. But well, that's that. Between Land 2 and this bootleg, I really need something to lift my old spirits. And maybe the next version will do just that. It's Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Game Boy Advance, released all the way back in 2004. And like the first GBA port, this is substantial, full to the brim of changes and new aspects, even more so than last time, so let's check it out. So the game starts off with a fully animated cutscene. No longer is the story hidden away in an instruction book, and I think this intro is actually pretty great, although it does sort of spoil the big reveal of the flying truck at the end of the game, and the game begs for fourth wall all the time. Donkey Kong refers to himself as a video game hero. I mean, he knows he's in a video game. I'm not sure how that affects the lore of Donkey Kong, but it's probably best not to overthink it. Right, so let's just address the main thing right now. How does it look? I mean, just like the first GBA game, Rare had the amazing idea to crank up the brightness to compensate for the GBA's dark screen, but in doing so, it made everything look ass. And Donkey Kong Country 2 is arguably a much darker game than the first. So how did it fare? Well, as you can see, it's not great. Now granted, some levels look alright, the pirate ships, the haunted woods, and maybe the swamps look okay, but that's about it. I mean, the mine levels are so feckin' washed out, the floor looks like it's part of the background. It's bad. I've got to say, a haunted library doesn't really hit the same when it's super bright, you know? I mean, bro, this ice level is so bright, it's feckin' burning my retinas. And Toxic Towers looks like someone just flat out spilled acid in my eyes. I think you overcompensated a bit here, chaps. I mean, dark games existed on the Game Boy Advance. It wasn't really a huge problem to the extent we had to do all this. And what's worse is, the Game Boy Advance SP already existed by this point, which fixed the whole dark screen issue anyway. So yeah, the visual aspects are a huge downgrade and completely ruin the vibe of the game, even more than the first game. And the world maps also got redone again, now being much bigger. But this time, I think they're pretty bad. They're so zoomed in, you're not even sure what you're looking at half of the time. Say in the original game, you can see the entire island. You know where you are and you know what your goal is. Get to the castle at the top. Compared to this, and unless you knew prior, you'd probably not even know where you are. And the maps are just confusing to navigate sometimes too. It's not always clear where the next level is, and it's just a mess of bananas and directions. I find myself going the wrong way a lot, and it's not great. Okay, so let's just compare the Lost World for instance. Here's the original. It's epic, dark, mysterious. I mean, being here gets your heart beating. It's intimidating. Now compare it to the GBA version, and look how they massacred my boy. If I saw this, I'd think it was the first world in the game. You ruined it. The only good map I'd say is K.Rool's Keep, as it gives a better feeling of climbing up a tower and it gives you a nice sense of build up to the finale. But it's not just the presentation that took a hit. The game runs worse too. I could hardly believe it. For the most part it's fine, but dear lord, the frame rates can plummet at times. I mean, look at this shit. And it's not just a one-off too, it happens more than you'd expect. It's a bleeding SNES game, it shouldn't be struggling to run on a GBA. So that's another negative, and I'm not done yet either. I mean, I know I'm just ripping into the game at this point, but dear lord, they ruined the sound design too. Remember that iconic Kremling death sound? Yeah, that's the one. They got rid of it. It's gone, replaced with this. What the fuck was that? That original sound was so iconic, it's even used today. And this new one is the most pathetic death sound I've ever heard. I mean, even the bigger enemies sound shit. It's just completely gone. Heck, the ghosts don't even laugh at you much anymore, and the blue porcupine meows. Why is a porcupine meowing? Wait, it's licking its paw too. Hold on a minute, it's called Cat o' Nine Tails. This thing has been a cat this whole time and no one told me. My mind is blown. I thought it was a Sonic the Hedgehog parody. Other than that, the game plays perfectly. no complaints. Heck, in some cases, I'd say it's an improvement. See, Squitter's web platforms have been buffed now, making it a lot quicker to jump on the platforms you make. It's a small thing, but it helps, and there's small improvements all around, like there's better completion tracking, being able to save whenever, being able to call Funky Kong at any time, stuff like that. But it's like, my dudes, even the menus look ass this time. The menus, flat out, look awful. How do you even mess that up? Man, this is such an ugly game. But what else is new then? Well, first up, Cranky Kong has taken up a new hobby of raising a bird. Kinda wholesome. It eventually grows up and you can partake in races. But the problem is, your bird sucks. Can't run for shit, so you need to train it by finding these golden feathers scattered across the levels. One per level actually, so that's a whole new thing to collect. Get a feather and you can increase one stat. Although truthfully, outside of the speed stat, almost all of these are completely pointless. Extra incentive to find the feathers pretty low and like 75% of these upgrades are kinda worthless. But I like this, it's a fun thing to work towards, and each world even has a cup to win. The thing is though, some of these feathers are in complete bullshit locations. Like Donkey Kong Country 2 is usually pretty good with secrets, but look at this. Can you see it? Yeah, it's down this pit. You got what? 3 pixels visible there. Then Gusty Glade just pulls this stunt and it's like, yeah, a lot of these are not fun to get. Funky Kong has a new game too, and no, it's not Funky Fishing 3 sadly. Although I wish it was. Instead, we have this weird helicopter game. It's not great. Now, each world has a new mission to do. Some of them are simple, like going through rings. Some of them are a bit more involved, like being a taxi service for Tiny Kong. And some of them are just downright fucking annoying. Like this one, we've got to build up a statue of Donkey Kong, whilst these bastards keep fucking it up. It just never ends. The main issue is though, right? No matter what the mission is, it's just not fun. I can't imagine a single person playing this game and being like, I can't wait for the next funky mission. I mean, they're long, they're tedious, and it just feels clunky. Should have been called Clunky Kong, am I right? And despite having a big ass health bar, sometimes you just blow up in one hit anyway, losing all your progress. Lovely. I imagine most people would just skip these entirely. Next up, Wrinkly Kong, who now has a new side quest. She wants us to do homework. Yay, homework! But what this really is just finding all the hidden cameras to fill in this photo book. Some are hidden in the levels, some are unlocked by killing specific enemies, and some unlocked after getting a certain requirement. But here's the thing, right? You ain't finding these without help. There's no way to know what levels you're in, and there's no way to know where to even start. It's truly hopeless. Luckily, you can pay Wrinkly for hints, but these don't come cheap. You'll be completely rinsed dry. Suddenly, those worthless banana coins have become the most important thing ever, but they're basically mandatory. Oh yeah, of course, I just had to collect this random banana here to get a camera. I should have known. These cameras do give Swanky Kong more purpose though. See, you need to complete all the quizzes now to get a camera, meaning you need even more banana coins. My dudes, I had to grind for these coins. It's wild. Although, wait a minute. Is that Candy Kong? Candy Kong is in Donkey Kong Country 2. Forget everything I just said about this version. This is the best game ever made. And finally, Clubber has a minigame now too, although it's just a bit of a baffling inclusion really. It costs 5 coins and you just run around collecting fireflies. There's no purpose for this, you barely get anything, there's no progression tied to it, it's just there, it's incredibly unfun and you might not even know it exists. Very, very strange. So basically, almost everything new so far has just been a bunch of minigames, and most of them kinda shit. But there is one new thing which is actually pretty awesome, probably the only reason to play this version to be honest. See, in the original game, you'd get to the top of K.Rool's keep, only there's no boss fight, it's just Donkey Kong tied up. But in this version, there's a whole new boss. A giant fucking Kremlin shows up and it's a good boss fight. It's difficult, it has multiple phases, and it makes the climb up to the top of the tower have a better payoff. It's pretty epic. I mean, we already know that the flying croc exists, so it makes sense replacing the reveal with a new boss fight instead. It sort of reminds me of a final boss from Donkey Kong 94 actually. It's probably the hands. Oh god, it's another Nintendo hand boss, isn't it? It just never ends. Right, anyway, I beat the game and we get a new ending, and it's actually a lot better than the original. the ship is crashing and Funky shows up and saves us. It's more intense and better than the original where Cranky just sort of talks to us. The problem is, right, the credits show the bleeding secret ending artwork. That image was basically the main reward for getting 100% and it's just slapped here. Completely spoils it. So what is the 100% ending this time? Well, they fucking ruined it, I'm afraid to say. Fucking added some stupid music and it's over in 2 seconds. Seriously, here's the original. Epic. The atmosphere. I mean, you could stay here as long as you want and really reflect back on the whole adventure. And here's a new one. Wow. How do you miss the mark so badly? Man, I wasn't expecting to be so negative on this version. I thought the first GBA port was really solid, but this is just... it's not great. But luckily, there is one thing left. Perhaps this will save the game. It's Diddy's Dash, the sequel to the rather excellent DK attack from the prior game. But I hate to say it, it's worse too. It's basically just a bog standard time attack mode now. There aren't things to collect, there's no time saving items or routes to scout out, there's no point system, it's just a race to the end. Now you can freeze the timer by chaining enemies together, but that's it. Each level has a best time to beat, but it's just 5 minutes for every single level and it's really easy. Gone is the ranking system from the last game, so there's not much to work towards. Just beat the time or don't. Kind of boring. Now granted, if you beat other times, Cranky gives you some harder ones to do and some cheat codes, but I ain't doing all that. I'm over it. I'm completely done with this game, man. I mean, look, Donkey Kong Country 2 is still a fantastic game, but this version just didn't do it for me. There's a ton more things to collect, but sometimes less is more, you know. I never felt like Donkey Kong Country 2 was lacking in secrets, so adding even more just got a little bit tedious. Same with the cameras. I got all these and for what? Low resolution PNGs? Whoop de fickin' do. The new minigames are mostly bad, the game has frame rate issues, it looks bad, the sound design's worse, heck, even the time attack mode's worse than the first game. The only good thing about this entire port is just the new boss. But well, it's done. I just completed every version of Donkey Kong Country 2 100%. And despite me just complaining for the last 10 minutes or so, it can't be understated how utterly amazing the original game is. Note, the original game, because those other versions aren't really that good. But if I was to rank them, it would be the bootleg at the bottom, followed by Donkey Kong Land 2, then the GBA port, and of course, the original at the top. Starting to notice a trend with these games. But alas, there's one game left in this trilogy, so join me next time as we check out every version of Donkey Kong Country 3. Regarded as the worst by many, but is it actually bad, or are people just stupid, mindless sheep? Stay tuned to find out. And the Goomba of the month is Lee Thompson Cola 6333, who beat Warrior Master of Disguise 100% apparently. Finally, someone found a worse way to spend their time than watching this channel.